using console applications, Windows applications, all the way through web development. And we'll be using a theme of game programming as we go through this exercise. And each lesson will begin to focus on trying to build some aspect of a game. There will be a couple of times we may need to dive in to more detail and it not be game related, but those will be few and far between. So, what we will learn. This course will begin with the fundamentals of computing. And training is going to be focused on the Microsoft suite of technologies. But even though we're focusing on Microsoft and C# in particular, the concepts that you will learn will be applicable to any programming language. Training will be divided into three major areas. First, we will learn the basics by developing in console applications. Once we've mastered the basics, we'll move on to Windows-based application development, where we will focus on intermediate concepts. And finally, we will move more toward web application development, where our focus will begin on advanced concepts. The entire training is designed to prepare the student for full stack development. The training format itself will be consistent throughout the entire course. Each lesson will adhere to the following format. So there'll be an introduction stating the focus of the lesson. There'll be a theme associated with the lesson. And as we mentioned previously, that will most often be related to game development. Video content designed to teach the student each concept will be aligned with the theme of the individual lesson. A lesson assignment will be discussed and reviewed in order to reinforce focus areas in learning. And then we will end with a review of what was taught during the lesson. Each lesson will have a homework assignment, and students are encouraged to complete those homework assignments in order to get the most out of this course, as it will further reinforce what we've learned during that particular lesson. So as we talked about the training theme, the primary training theme will be gaming. The reason why I chose gaming is because there's a huge interest in this area, and it becomes a common ground upon which we can build and formulate good communication practices. Software development has a lot of terms in it that mean something slightly different than maybe the English language, where that word could be found to mean something else. And so as a result, finding some common ground that we can use for examples oftentimes helps get the concepts across associated with those terms. So most concepts will be presented in terms of game development, like I just said. So core programming concepts will be taught while building a game. Now the intent of this course is to learn to develop, not publish a game. While you will learn game development, it's probably only going to be partial games that we develop throughout each individual section, and no one game will be fully developed. Again, we're using gaming as a theme to help you understand. Now, I will tell you that what you learn throughout the entire course, you will be fully equipped to go and build a game, but we just may not have an assignment to do that. So most lessons will teach concepts within the confines of the theme itself, which will be good because, again, we need that common ground. But there will be times when the lesson theme will change. Some concepts will need deep dive into computer theory or computer science. And so as a result, an example of this might be learning the basics of binary or hexadecimal arithmetic. In any case, for the most part, we'll try to keep things interesting and we'll try to keep things focused as though we were building a game. So, lesson assignment. This is the core video content within the lesson itself. So the student will receive step-by-step instructions and explanation. And so, and quite frankly, we're going to be using Visual Studio. I'll be showing you how to actually program step by step. And so, as the student, you are definitely encouraged to open Visual Studio and follow the instructions. I mean, pause this video as you need to, as we're going through each of the individual assignments. Now, I will be asking you to execute your program multiple times throughout the assignment. We will build a small piece of it and then execute it so I can talk to you about what's happening. Then we'll add more to it and execute it again. And so it's in this way that we will build upon our understanding and you will learn. Each lesson is an assignment. The difference is I will be leading you step by step through that assignment. Now, at the end of the lesson, there will be a lesson review. And so the review is a recap of the core concepts that were taught during that lesson. Now, at the end of the review, there will be an additional assignment, or homework, if you will. The additional assignment is designed to help reinforce the lesson concepts. Now, there may be a few lessons that do not have an additional assignment, and this may be one of the few areas where we deviate slightly from a standard protocol or standard lesson layout. Because there may be some, well, not maybe, there will be some assignments that once you learn the concepts, you've learned them. There is no reason to reinforce. But anytime that additional assignments are laid out, it is advised that you complete those because they will help to reinforce all that you have learned.